What's up, everyone, and welcome to episode one of Clovers and Unders. We are two generations of Irish men brought together not only by blood, but by one love for football. Every week, we're going to be breaking down the best in fantasy football, player props, money lines, and can't miss bets all the way through the end of the season. So, whether you guys are here to win your league or cash your ticket, you guys are in the right place. All right, with that being said, I'm going to pass this off to Bill to let you guys know what's on the agenda for today.
Great. Thank you so much. For our three possessions today, we will be providing four downs or picks for each possession. Possession one will be our quarterback one better bets. Possession two will be our quarterbacks to avoid. And possession three, quarterback two sleepers or steals at their current ADP. Let's begin with possession one, our quarterback one better bets. And just to give you a heads up, we will be avoiding the high prices of the typical first seven ADP choices because of these facts. In the last 2 years, 5 of the top 12 ADP quarterbacks finished outside the top 12 in scoring, and 3 of those were outside the top 24. Also, 2.5 of the top 7 ADP quarterbacks did not finish in the top 12 of scoring quarterbacks. Each year, one of those 7 doesn't even make the top 20. And lastly, positional scarcity is not as dramatic for quarterbacks. The points per game from quarterbacks 6 or 7 last year declined just 1.5 points compared to quarterbacks 8 through 11. Running back scarcity and wide receiver drop-off in rounds 4 and 5 makes value-based drafting the smarter move. We suggest grabbing one of these quarterbacks in round 6 or later after you solidify your starting running backs, wide receivers, and flex position. So with that, let me hand it off to the former collegiate kicker to kick things off with his first down pick.
All right, let's get started with possession one. My first down pick is going to be Brock Purdy. Yards per attempt efficiency, 2024, Purdy averaged 8.5 yards per attempt, ranking third amongst all QBs, showing efficient downfield production even in a bit of a down year. Red zone efficiency did decline. His touchdown rate sank from 29.7%, which ranked first in 2023, down to 22.7%, which ranked 23rd in 2024. But C-Mac missed 13 games. Ayuk missed 10. I expect to bounce back this year. Does have rushing upside. He posted career highs in rushing yards, sitting at 323, ranking 11th amongst quarterbacks. And rushing touchdowns had 5, ranking 6th amongst quarterbacks. Okay? Performs without those weapons. He was top 15 in both passing yards and touchdowns without his wide receiver 1 or running back 1. High ceiling potential. He still ranked first in explosive play rating for passing with an EPX of 126.1 and had the second highest explosive play rating amongst QBs in 2024, sitting at 117.2 for that EPX. And he had 68 total explosive plays, ranking top 7th in the league. Solid rushing floor, weapons are back, moves the ball down the field. I expect to bounce back from Brock Purdy this year, and that is why he is my first down pick.
Thank you very much. Right out of the gate, my first down pick is Bo Nix. And here are the reasons why. He has proven his experience. As a rookie, he had a 93.3 passer rating, ranking 12th amongst all quarterbacks, and he ranked 7th amongst quarterbacks for fantasy points last year. He also brings rushing upside. Last year, 430 yards with 4 TDs and 67 explosive plays. He ranked 8th amongst all quarterbacks. He has the number 2 projected O-line this year. Last year, he had the lowest sack rate of 2.82% amongst quarterbacks that started the first 4 games of the season. And his weapons. He has the new additions, tight end Engram, rookie running back Harvey, and free agent J.K. Dobbins, and returning stars Sutton and Mims. And last but not least, coaching staff, Sean Payton, and it's his second year with him. So I don't think I need to say anything more about how valuable it is to have that coach under the helm. These facts help you understand why he is a better bet, and he will make your running back wide receiver rooms better and give you the value of at least half the quarterbacks selected before him. Turning it back over to you, Chris.
All right, and with my third down pick, I'm taking Justin Fields. Fantasy is fantasy. Over the past 3 seasons, Fields has ranked among the top quarterbacks in fantasy points per start, consistently finishing within the top 10, sitting at number 6. He finished at 6th before being benched last year with the Steelers, posted career highs in 2024 in those 6 starts with the Steelers. Fields completed 65.8% of his passes for 1,100 yards, 5 passing TDs, and just 1 interception, 93.3 in the passer rating, and completion percentage and turnover rate, both career highs. Sneaky good passer. His adjusted completion percentage, which accounts for drops, throwaways, spikes, etc., was around 74%, placing him in the top 15 quarterbacks in the league. All right, and this year, it's his team. He signed a 2-year, $40 million contract with the Jets. Tyrod Taylor is the only competition in that quarterback room. I believe this is a fresh start. I think this equals a redemption year for Justin Fields. And then lastly, weapons. Most weapons he's probably ever had on one team. You got Wilson, Lazard, Josh Reynolds now there, Hall as well coming out of the backfield. Ton of weapons, high rushing floor. Fields equals fantasy. Grab Justin Fields.
Okay, thank you very much. Fourth down pick will be Drake May. He also has some proven experience. In 10 healthy starts last season, he averaged 18.7 fantasy points per game, which would have ranked him as QB 11. He has rushing upside, very similar to Bo Nix. He had 421 rushing yards, averaging 7.8 yards per attempt, only 2 touchdowns, but I see that improving this year. Offensive line, they have improved via rookies and free agency, and they have the second easiest schedule based on Vegas win totals. They also have a tremendous advantage with their coaching staff. Josh McDaniels is returning as offensive coordinator, and Vrabel as the head coach. New England is expected to fit May's strengths this year. And lastly, the new weapons include Stephon Diggs, Mac Hollins, rookies Kyle Williams and Travion Henderson, adding to Demario Douglas and Hunter Henry. This currently ranked 16th quarterback off the board should slide as high as 14th in drafts, but will deliver top 10 results based on all the information.
All right, possession 2, our quarterbacks to avoid. My first down pick is going to be Caleb Williams, too low of a floor. 7 games under 10 fantasy points in 2024. He has a horrible yards per attempt, 6.3 yards per attempt, ranking 33rd. Yes, 33rd. Do the math. Processing and decision-making, Williams was sacked 68 times, leading the NFL last year, tied for 3rd most in league history. Yes, terrible O-line, but he played a part. All right, I think he holds onto the ball way too long and definitely played a part in all those sacks last year. Is he a runner? Yes. Does he have that upside? Yes. But turnovers? Yes as well. He had 5 fumbles last year, so yes, there is that rushing upside, but some turnovers to eat into that benefit. So value here. Sitting between the 11th and 14th QB being drafted, I just see offset in production being something we see this year. So where he might improve in passing, I see a decline in rushing just a bit. So I think he ranks right around his finish last year and finishes somewhere this year around that 16. So I am avoiding Caleb Williams this year.
My second down pick is Patrick Mahomes. And before we get all those people posting in the comments, he will help the Chiefs win, but not your fantasy team. In 2024, he had his lowest fantasy points per game in 7 years, ranking 11th overall among quarterbacks, and he's had a steady decline each of the last 2 years. He has no rushing upside. His average over the last 2 years, a surprising less than 350 yards and only 1 TD. His supporting cast, too many question marks. Kelsey's 35. Rice will be on a suspension. Brown and Worthy, they have no proven results. Next, coaching. Matt Nagy is back as the offensive coordinator. He operates with a shortened passing game, limiting Mahomes' big plays. So with the ADP showing him as a late round 5 pick, you're much better to secure a starting flex in this round and grab one of our better bets as a quarterback in the later rounds.
All right, with my second quarterback to avoid, my third down pick is Justin Herbert. Efficient, but not explosive. While Herbert did have an efficient year last year, the Chargers' offensive production ranked 23rd in total yards per game and 23rd in passing yards per game. It's a Greg Roman offense. With Roman as the OC, the Chargers are much more run-oriented. I see that trend continuing now that Najee's there. QBs in the system historically average 15 to 25% fewer touchdowns and 100 fewer pass attempts per year, lack of volume, right? Little rushing upside. He did only total 306 rushing yards last year and 2 rushing touchdowns. Unlike Purdy, though, not enough to offset the lack of volume in the passing game, right? Purdy did have that volume, Herbert does not. So yards per attempt is just sitting around average. It's around 7.7, ranking him around 17th in the league, and he's too up and down. He failed to top 15 fantasy points in more than half of his games in 2024, so he's just too inconsistent and lack of wide receiver talent. Lad is not enough, okay? So not enough volume, lack of wide receiver depth slash talent, bad offensive system for fantasy production. Stay away from Herbert this year.
All right. With that, I will take over the fourth down pick, and mine will be Baker Mayfield, another quarterback to avoid. He too has no rushing upside. You're seeing this as the theme across all four of our picks. His 378 rushing yards in 2024 came on the heels of a previous high of just 165. So I see last year as a true anomaly. In 2 years at Cleveland, when he played every game, he didn't rank better than 18th amongst quarterbacks. His 7-year career average ranked quarterback is 17th. Now, I get it. Tampa is in Cleveland, but even his first year in Tampa, he only ranked 10th. And lastly, another questionable supporting cast. An aging Evans, an injured Godwin, and no tight end of significant value. Expect the running game to take the spotlight. Average ADPs have him late 6th, but there are really good RB3s or wide receiver 4s that you can do better with in this round and get another pick. So with that, that wraps up our second possession, and we move on to possession 3, our quarterback sleepers. But first, some facts to convince you to draft a second quarterback. Fact 1, 3 of the top 12 ADP ranked quarterbacks did not finish amongst the top 20 quarterbacks each of the last 2 years. Fact 2, 2 years straight, 3 quarterbacks that finished in the top 10 were not in the ADP top 20. And each year, there is always one rookie that finishes in the top 10 that wasn't in the top 20 ADP. So with that, we'll turn things over, first down pick, to Chris.
All right, possession 3. It is sleeper time. My first down pick is Bryce Young. Strong finish over the final 3 games. Young threw 7 touchdowns and 0 interceptions and added 3 rushing scores. Also had 3 touchdowns of 20+ air yards in that stretch. And over the final 5 weeks, Young finished as a top 10 fantasy quarterback. Offensive line. Panthers O-line ranked top 10 last year and is returning every single starter on that line, which is very rare in the NFL. Wide receiver room with Thielen, Leggett, Coker already being there. You're bringing in Jimmy Horn, Mitch Evans, Hunter Renfrow, Ted McMillan. You got leadership, you got route runners, you got deep ball threats, and you got Chuba in the backfield, keeping defenses honest. Love the weapons he has this year, and he's a sneaky rusher. Over those final 5 games, again, he averaged 6.2 rushing attempts per game, sitting around 35 rushing yards per game. If you average that out over the course of a season, you're going to get about 300 yards and 5 TDs. Okay. Lastly, his coach, second year under Dave Canales, who got both Geno and Baker to become top 10 fantasy QBs. Sneaky rusher, weapons, coaching. I think we see Bama Bryce in 2025.
With that, we'll move to second down, where I will tell you about my pick, Trevor Lawrence, somehow falling off the face of the earth. He has good rushing upside. He has 300+ yards and 4 TD average in his 3 full-year seasons. He has a great supporting cast: Brian Thomas, tight end Strang, and Etienne and Bigsby, with rookie Travis Hunter coming in. And very similar to Bryce Young's scenario, Trevor Lawrence has a new head coach. Jacksonville's head coach now is Cohen, who was the former play caller coming from Tampa, where he helped pick the number 4 ranked quarterback there, as well as the offensive coordinator for Bryce Young now, Canales. Last piece of the puzzle, the Jaguars have the 9th easiest schedule this year. Trevor has everything in place this year to return him to the 8th ranked scoring quarterback he was 3 years ago. A more valuable 13th round pick to add value to your bench instead of a handcuff RB that may never see the field. So my pick, sleeper, Trevor Lawrence.
All right, and with my second sleeper, my third down pick is Dak Prescott. Play the odds. Top 10 in fantasy points per game in 3 of his last 5 full seasons. Moves the ball. Before injury, Cowboys averaged the second most passing yards per game. And then value. Dak is being priced like a backup right now, but when he plays a full season, he's almost always a top 10 fantasy quarterback. And then receivers, CD, Pickens, no words needed. Okay, historically top 10, undervalued, improved weapons. I just see Dak as that guy this year. I would feel absolutely confident taking him. ADP is not matching where his production has been.
Well, I'm going to take over 4th down pick, and mine will be JJ McCarthy. He's a rookie in theory, but his experience on the sideline last year will make a difference. And he's in a great system. He has a pass-heavy offense under head coach O'Connell, the same system that helped Darnold finish as QB9 last year. And Michigan, he did show pocket mobility to extend plays and can scramble or take design runs in the red zone and for short yardage plays. And he, too, has a great supporting cast. Jefferson, Addison, Hockenson, and Jones will all be great weapons to help him out. Lastly, he has the number 5 ranked O-line for this year. All these reasons make him a legitimate candidate to finish in the top 10 and can make your QB room have the flexibility of a matchup-dependent decision. So with that, we wrap up our third possession sleepers, and I'll turn things back over to you, Chris.
Yeah, so we just want to say thank you. If you've made it this far in the video, we appreciate you staying and watching all the way through. Next Saturday, we will be breaking down running backs in a similar fashion to this video. The week after, we're going to be touching on receivers. And then that last week in August, we will collaborate with the audience to figure out what you guys would like to see. Maybe we do draft strategy. Maybe we do final fantasy touches. You know, players get injured through camp. Players have been requesting trades left and right. So we'll see. Whatever you guys want is what we will do in that last week. So again, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment what you guys would like to see, and we'll catch you next week.